It's funny. It's funny you mentioned Rogan. I think because I've known Rogan for a long time. Well, I've seen him do stand up for a long time. I think he's an underrated comic. His latest stuff isn't great because in order to do stand up at a high level, you need to focus on doing stand up. And so his focus is in other places. And also, if you're always on stage in front of people who are just happy to see you, you never get a real good judge of what's funny.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's why I often think people's first and second specials are their best, because that's when they're doing it in front of crowds who don't know who the fuck they are. And that's where they cut their teeth on that material, right? But you get to a certain level. Like, I think Rogan is an underrated comic, but an overrated intellect, is what I think. I think if he just did stand-up again, some of his early specials are fucking really funny. Really funny. I also think he's not as smart as he thinks he is.
I don't know if I'm going early enough, but like 2 specials ago, I thought Rogan did a great job, a super great job. About 2 specials ago, I forget. And at the time, his podcast was firing and his UFC gig was firing. And it was like, his fame is crazy. Like, he's an A-list celebrity.
Yeah.
Right there with like Tom Cruise, in my opinion, in terms of fame.
Yep.
Where he is now is a different place. His comedy has been... His last special, I can't say enough harsh things about. It was an embarrassment. And the whole like don't assume my gender bullshit, like that is, you get better material at the office water cooler.
It's a bit
than Joe Rogan has in his stand-up special.
Here's the thing. It's because he doesn't have to put the same, he's at his club doing stand-up in front of people who are going to laugh at whatever he says. Mm-hmm. And when he goes to the green room, all those dudes are sucking his dick and telling him how funny he is. And so it's hard to judge. But I think, dude, if he just focused on stand-up again, his early specials are funny as fuck. You know?
But not even had 1% of Joe Rogan's, attention. But I have had enough experience that, like, everyone thinks the harsh comments ruin a person. And that can be true, right? They're really hurtful. They can put people in depression, etc. But the praise can fuck you up too. The praise can make you think everything you say is profound. The praise can make you think that you're smarter than who you are. And I can only imagine what it's like to be Joe Rogan with his level of both attack and praise, making him think he's a genius that some people don't appreciate, or whatever it is that he thinks. It can warp a guy.
I don't think there's any doubt. How do you walk around and everyone's dick riding? And how do you just not take some of that in and be like, well, I guess I am the best?
Right. I want to see him do a new thing. I want to see him do like a whole different kind of thing. I want him to have like a primetime show or something. I would watch him in a sitcom. I would watch him host I would love to watch him host a reality show. I want him to do trivia, and every time you get a question wrong, he spin kicks you. Like, I want him to do
hilarious.
Like, if they brought him back for Fear
they
Factor,
could call it one and done.
If they brought him back to host Fear Factor again, I'd watch the shit out of that. Like,
well, what was the sitcom he was on with Spain?
News Radio.
News Radio.
Never seen a second of it.
What?
No, I've never seen News Radio.
I liked it, and I like Joe Rogan in it.
Yeah.
Every so often, Joe Rogan would take his shirt off on that show.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware he was a sleeper fitness dude. Like, he was fit.
But that cast is crazy good.
Andy Dick
Phil
is
Hartman,
right?
Andy Dick, Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman, one of my fucking all-time favorites.
Yeah. R.I.P. Troy McClure, Lionel Hutz, 2 of the funniest characters that have ever been.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
With a gun? Does that?
She killed him in his sleep. But I mean, I don't know who has voiced 2 collectively funnier characters than Troy McClure and Lionel Hutz. Like, from The Simpsons. Like, there's no one close. He was hilarious.
What characters did they voice?
You don't remember? Have you not seen like old Simpsons where
Lionel
like
Hutz
he was like, Lionel Hutz was the one who was like the scammy attorney where and then the other Troy McClure was like, hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may have seen me in such other info shows. It's like, and then he'd be like giving a ridiculous speech about like nuclear plant safety, and they always had funny names for it. That was great. On the stand-up thing with like Rogan, not specific to him. I've never really seen much Rogan stand-up, and I don't I only listen to his podcast on very rare occasion. Really, just when he has like Shane Gillis and that whole gang on, I'll listen to those because that's funny. It's like good riffing. But a big problem is like even Shane Gillis, who's like top of the world right now in the stand-up community and selling tickets and whatnot. He just broke some record. Yeah. The problem is like he's funnier on his podcast, which I do listen to, the Matt and Shane Secret podcast, than his stand-up is. Like I've gotten way more laughs from him riffing with Matt McCusker than I get from his stand-up. And maybe everyone's different, but I'd rather see these guys like freewheeling and dealing. And that's funnier because you can tell they're making it up on the fly. Tires is very funny.
His TV show is fucking good.
So
the third season is about to come out. Like that's a huge accomplishment in its own right. To have 3 seasons of a show on Netflix, you got to be doing something right. They'll Taylor, your ass, even if you're beloved.
I think the difference is if you went to Shane's show, you would laugh a lot more.
Definitely.
I think comedy is meant to be watched live. Mm-hmm. You're just going to enjoy it so much more, and podcast I think is opposite.
Yeah, I think you're right.